This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, Greater Hazleton Rails to Trails is ready to grow. We have the details next. Happy Friday and thank you for watching. Don't worry, we are going to celebrate the Cubs and Joe Madden a little bit more. But first, local headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. A Klein Township man has been charged in connection with the shooting death of a man earlier this week. 29-year-old Eric Muma was taken into custody by state police and charged with third-degree murder and related charges in connection with the death of 27-year-old David Gombert of Hazel Township. State police in Frackville responded to 34 James Street in McAdoo Heights on Tuesday morning for a reported shooting. Troopers say that an altercation took place between two men and a gun was discharged. Gombert was pronounced dead at the scene. Muma was also injured. Muma was committed to Schuylkill County Prison without bail. Well, great news for fans of the great outdoors. Rails to Trails will be expanding. Greater Hazleton Rails to Trails. DEP Acting Secretary Patrick McDonald made the announcement this morning at the Eckley Miners Village. The extension project will receive $30 million from the Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement. Money will be used to extend the bike trail of Greater Hazleton Rails to Trails and will also go towards creating new wetlands for fishing, as well as improving the water flow and quality of Hazel Creek.
We've been trying to connect to Eckley for almost 17 years that we have the trail in progress. We have gaps in the trail. One of the most important gaps right now is the gap into Eckley. Once we make that connection, people are going to be able to come on their bikes and hike into Eckley from the Hazleton area, possibly from Weatherly and Freeland once we get their connections in place, and other local communities. And when we're all completed now, we'll have this 24-mile loop where you can start at Hazleton, go to Whitehaven, go to Eckley Miners Village, go through Weatherly, go to Penhaven Junction, and back to Hazleton.
The plan is to eventually connect the bike path of Rails to Trails with the Delaware-Lehigh National Heritage Corridor Trail System. A special campout will be held this weekend to raise awareness for homeless veterans. The second annual Homeless Veteran Awareness Sleepout will take place from 6 p.m. tonight until 3 p.m. on Sunday. Members of Voices for the Fallen and VFW Post 821 in Berwick are hosting it. The campout will also be a drop-off point for items for homeless veterans, including blankets, sleeping bags, cots, tents, pillows, winter clothing, and personal hygiene products. Items should be new or gently used. This sleepout is taking place on Route 309 in Hazel Township along the pole line about 1/4 mile before McAdoo. Two former Hazleton mayors took the stage last night as part of a congressional debate hosted by WVIA-TV in Pittston. Former Hazleton Mayor Lou Barletta is the Republican incumbent congressman for the 11th Congressional District. He squared off with his Democratic challenger, former Hazleton Mayor Michael Marsicano. The discussion did become spirited at times as the two answered questions from a panel in the studios of WVIA. Barletta is seeking his fourth term as representative for the 11th District. This is Marsicano's first run for Congress. If you missed the debate, you can watch it online at WVIA.org, along with debates for the 17th and 10th congressional districts. Meanwhile, with the election just 4 days away, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump will be in Hershey tonight at 7 p.m. at the Giant Center. Now, there will also be a Trump rally in Community Park in Hazel Township tomorrow at 1 p.m. And Vice President Joe Biden will campaign for Hillary Clinton this Sunday in Scranton. The details have not yet been released. The borough of Weatherly is mourning the loss of one of its most dedicated public servants. 79-year-old Joseph DeAndrea passed away on Tuesday. DeAndrea, a lifelong resident of the borough, was a current member of Weatherly Borough Council. He served the borough for 32 continuous years, including 2 terms as mayor. He was also a longtime teacher in the Hazleton Area School District. Weatherly Mayor Tom Connor says, quote, "Joe will be greatly missed. He was committed to serving our community and did so like a champion. He was involved in every event and helped all in need. The community is grateful for all he did, and our prayers go out to his family," unquote. We have an update now on items needed for the Giving Shelter campaign. The campaign sponsored by SSPTV, our media partner, the Hazleton Standard Speaker, Catholic Social Services, and the United Way of Greater Hazleton benefits the Divine Providence Homeless Shelter in Hazleton. Currently, the shelter is desperately in need of men's underwear in various sizes, socks, sweatshirts in sizes medium through extra large, hats, gloves, scarves, and coats. Paper and plastic products along with coffee are also needed and can be dropped off at our studios, the newspaper, the United Way, Catholic Social Services in Hazleton, and at the Laurel Mall. The campaign runs through November 21st. Well, be sure to tune in to SSPTV tonight at 9 p.m. for 2 scary specials featuring the girls. The girls will take you on an hour-long Halloween adventure. First up is the Laurel Mall as they showcase the hundreds of trick-or-treaters who came out for the annual Malloween. Then the girls make stops at several spooky locales, including one Hazleton home that is truly decked out each season. All the fun starts tonight at 9 p.m. on SSPTV. Coming up on FYI, we have an update from the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. In sports, we will talk with Jason Gilly from the Facebook group Elite Cubs Fans. He will tell us about his trip to Wrigley Field for the World Series.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
If you would like to know what tablescaping is, Leanne Falabelle from the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce has the answer. She is the Vice President of Marketing, here to tell us about a wonderful women's luncheon that will focus on decorating for the holidays. And you dropped that line on me that you're going to be tablescaping, which is a new word in my vocabulary, I must admit. So tell us about this. This is very intriguing.
It is intriguing. It's intriguing for me too, because I'm not quite the decorator myself, but luckily we have one of our committee members, Kathy Kutchie from Carmen's Country and Gardens, who's going to be providing this information. We have a lot of women's luncheons throughout the year, and we have all different kind of topics, but this one's a little bit more fun. Usually around the holidays we like to lighten it up a little bit, and she's going to be at the luncheon, and she's going to be just providing some opportunities for the businesswomen of Greater Hazleton and different ideas on how they can decorate for the holidays and provide tablescapes for their holiday dinner.
That sounds really nice. I think we could all use some great tips. I'm sure she has some wonderful ones. So this is taking place November 29th at noon at Top of the 80s. So what do we have to do? Is this open to just chamber members?
We have a chamber member price. We have a non-member price. So all women from throughout Greater Hazleton are invited to attend. As you said, it's the last Tuesday of the month, the 29th. And it's just, an hour program. We have lunch. We have some door prizes. We encourage the women to come and bring their business cards so that they can network with one another, and that's really what it's all about, is networking with other businesswomen from throughout Greater Hazleton.
All right, so it's an afternoon of networking, or luncheon of networking, I should say, but also great tablescaping ideas. So we want to know what that is all about, so I'm really intrigued by that. So sign up. Again, it is taking place on November 29th at noon at Top of the 80s. Get in touch with Leanne, go to the website and sign up. It's going to be a really fun and exciting event for the holidays.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Beautiful weather shot today. Hey, remember, turn your clocks back this weekend. Daylight savings time ends Sunday at 2 a.m. Here's our forecast now from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be clear, our low 34 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny. We'll get up into the lower 50s. Saturday night, mostly cloudy. Low, we're back down in the 30s. It'll be 39. Sunday, mostly sunny. High near 50. Sunday night, mostly clear. Low of 33. Monday will be sunny again with a high near 53. Monday night, we're back down in the 30s under mostly clear skies. And then Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 57, and Tuesday night partly cloudy, low of 42 degrees.
I'm pleased to welcome to our studios Congressman Matt Cartwright, who is seeking re-election in the 17th Congressional District. It is a pleasure to have you here today. How has the campaign been going?
Oh, I enjoy the campaigns. I mean, you know that when you get into this. When you run for Congress, you have to run every 2 years. And that was the intent of the framers, Lisa, is that this is the people's house. They want members of Congress and members of the U.S. House to be close to the people. And this is something that forces us to make that happen. It's been a real pleasure and an honor for me to represent the 17th Congressional District for the last almost 4 years. My priorities remain pretty much the same. Number one, jobs, getting as many jobs back to northeastern Pennsylvania. Number two, Social Security and Medicare, standing up for those programs, see if we expand them and solidify the financial stability of those programs. Number three, standing up for our veterans, who there's a lot we can do to help the veterans that we're really not doing. And number four, making Americans safe. Now, I just got appointed to the U.S. House Appropriations Committee. It's a very powerful committee, and it's a committee that decides where all the federal money gets spent. It's something that wonderful members of Congress from this area in the past have taken great advantage of being on that committee. Joe McDade, Dan Flood, and they achieved wonderful things for our area through that. So that's what I'm hoping to do long term, Lisa, is use my position on that Appropriations Committee to help our area bring jobs back.
For people who are watching this interview today, why should they vote for Congressman Matt Cartwright?
Well, first of all, it is an honor for me to do this job, and I feel very privileged to do it. So as a result of that, I work really hard at it. I worked really hard as a courtroom lawyer for 25 years before. Mostly it's the fear of coming in second in your trials that makes you work hard. So it's sort of a work ethic that I have come into, and it's something that I bring to the job. I work very hard at it, work hard to introduce bipartisan legislation. People would be happy to, Republicans around here would be happy to know that I have introduced, in my 4 years in Congress, I have introduced more bipartisan, that is Republican-supported bills than any other Democrat in the U.S. House of Representatives. So I work hard, I work across the aisle, and sticking up for these priorities that I've talked about is the most important thing to me.
Well, it will be truly up to the voters when they go to the polls on November 8th. I hope that they will do that. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, I know, to stop by our studios.
It's always a pleasure. Nice to see you again, Lisa.
Congressman Matt Cartwright seeking his third term in office on Tuesday.
Thanks, Lisa. Now, we do want to note that Congressman Lou Barletta, who is seeking re-election in the 11th Congressional District, was on FYI last night, and that we do have an invitation out to his challenger, Mike Marsicano, to come on FYI as well. Well, SSPTV will once again provide Election Night coverage Tuesday night starting at 8 p.m. Right now, it's our midday winning lottery numbers this Friday. Pick 2, 09, pick 3, 244, pick 4, 3577, and pick 5, 08715. Adopt Me will return next week. When we return this Friday, it's a big sports cast, including more Cubs celebration.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Last Major League Baseball postseason, we got to know Jason Gilley, who helped start a Facebook group called Elite Cubs Fans. Well, Gilley has been all over the Chicago and national media scene this postseason. You may have seen him in recent Budweiser and MasterCard ads as well. The Chicago native has helped give us a great glimpse into Cubs fandom, and now he's going to take us on another adventure. Jason Gilley left Orlando, Florida on Monday, October 24th and arrived in Chicago early Thursday morning on October 27th. He hitchhiked his way there, and the story only gets better from here. But first, a little more background. You see, there was no way Gilley was going to miss a moment of the World Series atmosphere in Chicago.
About a month ago, when they started going through the playoffs, I realized with the company I was purchasing, there would be no way I'd be able to catch a single game. So I actually forfeited my entire company I was purchasing and everything, knowing I can do it later, just to free myself up for the World Series.
Gilley never went into an actual game, but spent his time around Wrigley Field. With his unique getup, he met a lot of Cubs fans, and he heard a lot of stories.
There's a lady there that used to be homeless for 2 years. We're going to do a story about her on our page. We got her name and number. She met one of the season ticket holders inside. The season ticket holder gave her a job and got her off the streets. She ended up using her money now, and she sends people to get jobs. She gets some bus passes. And, you know, she's out making a difference in her community because of the season ticket holder that's just a random guy in the stadium, has no connection with her, yet he is just a Cubs fan, and this is just what we do.
Gilly points out that sometimes being a Cubs fan is about more than the team. That statement echoed loud in my mind after I asked him what the Cubs winning the World Series means to him.
When I explain to my son being a Cubs fan is something that'll help him throughout his entire life, one of the things I tell him is that Cubs fans learned how to deal with adversity. We learned how to be loyal. We learn what it's like to appreciate what you got when it happens, and to celebrate when there is time to celebrate, but more importantly is to never give up. And throughout life, I've been thrown a lot of curveballs, and let me tell you, it's so easy to just give up and take the easy path. But, you know, when this World Series happened and what it's done for the city, it just shows us all that not giving up and persevering was awesome, and it was so worth it. And hopefully it's taught millions and millions and millions of Cubs fans that stuck with the team, didn't give up on them, that it was worth it. And that life lesson will stick with them a lifetime.
Gilly's trip to Wrigley Field was around 1,200 miles. It was quite the journey, but the trip to this long-awaited World Series title was so much longer. Every Cubs fan took a different road to get here with their own personal stories. Now a new trip starts for the reigning World Series champions and their fans.
And now, instead of saying next year, that we've been ridiculed for years on, we finally get to say next year, but we get to throw the words, just wait until before it. So now we get to say, just wait until next year. You think this year was something, just wait until next year. And we're going to continue saying that because this team is going to give us something to continually be happy and reward us with for being fans for many years to come.
We'll hear more from Gilly, and you'll see more of our Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour on a special Out of Left Field coming in December to SSPTV. While the postseason is over for the Cubs, it's just starting for our local football teams. Tonight, Hazleton area gets their second shot at Williamsport in the District 2/4 6A sub-regional playoffs. On Saturday, both North Schuylkill and Tamaqua are in action in the District 11 AAA playoffs. Monoy area will also play on Saturday in the District 11 AA playoffs against number 1 seed Schuylkill Haven, and Marion plays tonight in District 11 Single A. They will be playing at Tri-Valley. Let's check out the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. Penn State Hazleton fell to PSU Brandywine in the Penn State University Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Championship at University Park. The Penn State Hazleton men's basketball team opened with a win over Johnson College. Now here's Ron Marquetti.
After 108 outs in 4 World Series wins, and after 108 years, the Chicago Cubs are world champions. Hi, everybody, and congratulations to Joe Madden and the Chicago Cubs. Forget the GOAT, Steve Bartman and the Chicago Cubs curse. It's over. More on the Cubs in a minute, but let's wrap up this past week first. Hazelton area crushed Crestwood 38-3 for the Cougars' 3rd straight win, while breaking a 5-game losing streak to the 3A Comets. Adrian Otero rushed for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns, while sophomore Davey Smith scored twice, including 7 receptions for $1.08. The 3-7 Cougars will play 9-1 Williamsport in Billytown tonight in a 6A playoff. Marion was shut out by Tamaqua 27-0. The Colts are 5-5, but still alive for a Class A playoff tonight. Other scores of local interest: Williamsport, the Cougars' opponent tonight, blew out Berwick 56-23. Delaware Valley airlifted Abington Heights 25-8. Pottsville nipped North Schuylkill 15-9. Mon area skidded over Shenandoah Valley 19-12. And Blue Mountain gave previously unbeaten Schuylkill Haven its first loss of this season, 28-24, before the Indians beat the Cubs 1-0 in Game 3 of the World Series. But on Sunday night, the Cubs stayed alive with a 3-2 win over the Indians. After a travel day, the Cubs evened the series on Tuesday night at 3-3 in Cleveland, 9-3 to set up Game 7. And we all know what happened on Wednesday night. After 4 hours 50 minutes, a 17-minute rain delay, and 10 innings, the Cubs won 8-7. After many of our viewers went to sleep, I went to bed at 10-2. I love watching Joe Madden's interviews and his demeanor in the dugout compared to Terry Francona. Both great managers and great guys. This is Joe Madden, no matter what the situation. Calm, cool, collective. And this is Terry Francona. Mother of God! Now he should think about changing occupations like maybe security, watching empty warehouses at night. He is a sweetheart of a guy and a manager. Our condolences to him and his Cleveland Indians. But hail to the world champion Chicago Cubs, who have the ingredients to start a nice run for years to come. Enjoy this weekend, everybody. Till next Monday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Celebrate your Friday at Bottlenecks with $4 shareable appetizers from 6 to 8 p.m. Plus, there's some great live music every other Friday featuring Dom and Mr. Sax.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Hazleton Area High School Water Polo Booster Club will be holding a pasta dinner Sunday, November 6th at the Valley Regional Fire Hall in Drums. The event is from noon to 6 p.m. and will include pasta and meatballs, as well as salad, dessert, and drinks. Tickets are $10 for adults and $7 for children 10 and under. All proceeds benefit the boys and girls teams. For info, just call 570-582-7597. And finally, Faith Assembly of God Church in Hazel Township will be holding a holiday vendor fair on Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Having vendors, foods, tricky trays, raffles, and all proceeds benefit the mission projects at Faith. For more info, just call 570-459-2410. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. David G. Gombert of Beaver Meadows. Funeral is Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Jeansville United Methodist Church. Friends may call Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. The Cropton Hughes Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Elma L. Bast, formerly of Hazleton. Services will be held privately and under the direction of the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home. Anna Grace Marshall of Hazleton. Mass is Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church. The Firo Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Carol Sharpless of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Firo Funeral Home. Joseph E. DeAndrea of Weatherly. Mass is Tuesday at 10 a.m. from the Our Lady of Lourdes Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home and Tuesday from 9 to 9:45 at the church. Alice F. Ferdinand of Langhorne. Mass is Saturday at 10:30 a.m. in the Our Lord Church. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And Walter T. Tempaski Jr. of Jetto. Services are Monday at 9 a.m. from the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home. Friends may call Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Also tonight, in loving memory goes out to Christopher Lee Polchek. I can't believe it's 10 years today. It still seems like yesterday. Forever loving you and always missing you. Love from Mom, Ed, Tony, Malia, and Elijah. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Joseph Hagany of West Hazleton. Joseph, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
It's First Friday in downtown Hazleton. Go to downtownhazleton.org, see what's going on. We'll see you on Monday.